Ah, there we are. We are live. I forgot to turn the sound up yet again. Always. Okay. All right. Let me get stuff going here. Yeah, YouTube. Ah, Sadie, you're first. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, we have sound. Awesome. Oh, the new stickers thing. All right. Okay, come on, post. All right. Get off of Facebook. Ugh. The setting up gets to be a real pain in the butt sometimes. What else did I need to do? Oh, that. And edit the video. No, this video is not just for kids. That should do it. I'll make sure I get back so I can see everybody's chat.
We'll find it.
And there are ads. Hi, Mandy. Yeah, I just took a bath. I have to work tonight. Hi, Planet Awesome. I have to work tonight, so I figured I'd get the bath and get dressed, and I worked out, and I did all that right away. So I don't have to leave the stream too early or anything. So I had done a short video of me working on this thing a bit more, and I had sped it up, and so this was the progress English, it's a thing, just in a half hour of painting. I was kind of raised that way. I was not allowed to sit and have idle hands. Even if I was watching TV, I had to be doing something, whether it was homework or latch hooking or braiding lead ropes or cleaning saddles or whatever. My mom would not allow me to just sit and not do anything at all. So that's kind of where it came from. Yeah, I think I am not going to say you know who this is going to, I think. So yeah, I think your family member there is going to love this. So she's the one who requested a sea turtle. Well, a turtle. I don't think she was expecting this one. Thank you. And of course we're going to be fueled because I have to work all night. I haven't had one of these actually, and I think like the last, not the last live stream, but the one before that, however long ago that was. So we're being fueled by Bob Ross, Positive Energy. I want to try and do weekly, but I was actually planning on live streaming last night and tonight, and I just had the worst depression hit me. that, and I wasn't breathing very good. I was completely congested up. I don't know if it was a change in the weather or what, but I got so down that I just couldn't bring myself to do anything. I played EVE Online, and that was it. And I cooked dinner at the end of the day and cleaned the kitchen, but that was, and I didn't even do a good job of it. The stove is still a mess. Can't do my seitan making video yet because my stove looks like a nightmare. But it just was one of those days that hit me like a ton of bricks, and I don't even know what brought it on. I really don't. I've been better today, and because I had 3 days off last week, the week before, so I actually had more days off, and I know finances are part of my complaint, and then I really need to get my cat Oscar Six Toes to the vet because he's starting to show signs of urinary blockage, and I can't afford to bring him in. Not until next week when I get paid every 2 weeks. It just kind of, so everything just kind of snowballed and I think got to me. So still worked out. I'm back up to 219 pounds. That pissed me off. It just, yeah. So today better, but I'm hoping to either, tomorrow I should do housework, so I'm hoping maybe I'll be streaming Saturday before work again. Well, not everybody does. My kids at their jobs get paid weekly. I was getting paid weekly when I had two jobs. One job would pay 1 week and then the other one would pay the other week. That was a lot easier to deal with. But lately, no. So we just do, we make do with what we got. I wish I did get paid weekly. Let's see if I can swap this camera around. I kind of like this setup that I came up with, because I can actually, if I need magnification, I can really look at the phone too and see what I'm doing. Kind of nifty. I finally figured out where to get the rack on this thing, where to get it hooked up. So, right now, I'm doing acrylic over top of the resin that I poured. This was 2 ounces total of resin back here that I'd done the acrylic painting the last art live stream, and then I poured the resin over top of it and let that cure. And the 2 ounces was a bit much, but I actually like the dimension that it's bringing into this, and I let it bubble. I wanted the bubbles in there just to kind of give that feeling. Once this is done, I'm going to take probably about, I'm going to take a couple of med cups and do probably about 15 cc's of the art resin hardener and the resin itself, and just do a thin coat. And then I'm going to do a little bit more detail, do another thin coat, and then eventually I'm going to have like maybe a little bit of sea kelp going up here. I'm going to add some more beams of light coming down and stuff. And then there'll be a final layer of resin over top of this. And then my plan is to take, I have this sand here that I got at Michael's. It was like $4 for this jar. It's Ashland coarse stone granules. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner. And I have Wednesdays off, so I don't have to leave right away. Anyway, I will be gluing those sand granules to the frame itself. And I'm going to be adding some shells and stuff here around the edges of it a little bit. But I'm not going to glue the sand or anything until the layers of resin are in, because then I have to put a hanger on the back of it, and I want to get the hanger nailed in before I put the sand and anything on the surface that can get damaged. So that's the intents on this project. I wasn't going to go here from the beginning, but it ended up that way. And I kind of like the result. So, I'm just using the craft acrylic paints again. Delta Ceram Coat. I have a few of those. I've got some apple barrel ones here. And I got Americana. I hope that's not a glass one. Okay, yeah, it's just a regular acrylic. All right. I actually need to find my sea turtle image again, because I had a specific one I was kind of looking at, and then I moved him around quite a bit. So it's not the same thing. I'm not directly copying, but I'm copying the patterning of an albino sea turtle. Wherever he went. The albinos have a little bit more brown to them. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Okay. I know I'm looking at another one. This one's got almost like a tie-dyed pattern on him. He's kind of cool. Yeah, Sadie, what is going on? Of course, that was me yesterday. Just really pissy at my life, I'll tell you. So I'm doing some browns, a little yellow, some reds, white. And not a lot at one sitting. Let's toss a little bit of this orange in here. And I'm going to do a tiny bit of black. Yeah, exactly. I've spent... Amanda's mom and I have spent a lot of times getting back up, you know, then life just kind of drags us down sometimes. I just end up spending more time getting back up often than not, you know. Okay, I have to move this one lamp because it's digging into my chest. Oh, ouch. Well, you know, it's like me looking at my weight in the mirror today and stepping on the scale is you kind of go, okay, I need to take care of myself, you know. This is what I really need to be doing, is just start taking care of myself again. And that, you know, maybe that's the reminder for you to do that. Your body's own reminder. Okay, I noticed the picture of the one turtle. He ended up looking like he's got tie-dyed patterns on his sides. Yeah. Looking in the mirror today was not my cup of tea either. And it's just, I'm still at the frustration stage, you know. I spent so long tracking my meals on MyFitnessPal and tracking everything I do, and right now all I'm doing is tracking my exercise, because I just got so incredibly frustrated with all of it, and because I'm not making any progress. I, you know, eat way too much, and I can't look at it right now, I guess, is my biggest issue. Yeah, he's got mostly browns and a little bit of cream color in there. I like that. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I did too. Hi, Celeste. Yeah, that's what I did too. The kitchen just kind of ran away from me. It's gotten really disastrous, and I just stopped taking care of it and stopped taking care of myself. And I think the two are very much tied together. And it is some depression, and you know, it catches up with you sometimes. I'm pretty sure, Sadie, that's kind of, you're going through the same thing, and whether it's a season change or what it is, we just gotta, unfortunately, try to knuckle down and deal with it, and it sucks. I kind of like that. Looks cool. Okay. A lot of times I don't eat enough and then I eat too much. Today, not so much though. I was a bit more on track today. Whoops. There. Just going through the wet paint and really wet paint and trying to get it to look better. There we go. I like that. That looks really interesting. Oh no, Sadie, everybody has got problems, and we all can or cannot handle some of them, or, you know, everybody needs a support, you know, and needs a support group, and needs to be able to just talk to other people, so don't apologize for it. Hi, Maple and Clove. Sorry. I was kind of sucking down the Bob Ross. Drinking Bob Ross. Tell Cody thank you. Yeah, I'm really pleased with this guy. He's just really cool. Very happy with him. Oops, okay. I'm at the point where the brush handle's bumping the rack that's holding the camera. Yeah, I'm really liking how he's turning out. Oh, got a little black in there, so we're just gonna toss that in there too. I'm mimicking the wet on wet technique that Bob Ross and a couple others used to do. That's how I felt yesterday, Sadie. Seriously felt that way yesterday. Not the best thing to go through. It looks like little tie-dyed stuff on him. I like that. I should have paid attention. I had too much other colors on that. I'll go with white afterward. Let's pull that color in instead of pushing it out. Oops. Camera quake. Sorry, guys. Get some of that white. All right. Now I'm going to have to shadow in here a little bit. Because hard to differentiate between the shell and the turtle's body. Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it, Sadie. I know that's easier said than done, but it's part of taking care of yourself. Have to make sure to take care of yourself. Okay. At least I got the heater on in this room right now. Oh, let's see, what do I want to do next? A little harder to work around the camera holder. There. All right, next. Now this is a friendly environment here, so, you know, this is a gathering place for humanity here. So we can talk about things and whatever we need to talk about. Oh. Yeah, that's part of my problem too, Celeste. I kind of go through that here. Oh dear, there's a kitten upset that nobody is available to snuggle. Hubby's upstairs. So she's meowing really loud. I don't want her in here though. I'm gonna get hair everywhere if I have her in here. I think I'll feel better once I have Oscar in to the vet and have him rooted a little bit. He doesn't have a total blockage, but he's having issues, and well, he's an old cat, so I'll be much happier. Oh, I'm so tempted to let them in, but Wraith is at the door too, and that's going to be just a nightmare. He'll get into everything. Kind of funny, I've been doing nothing but mission running in Eve in the last few days. And so it's like I'm sitting there guiding a ship, and the missions I'm doing are just delivering things from one spot to the next. So nothing exciting. So I'll be sitting there leaning back in my chair with a kitten in my arms. And, you know, clicking menus and flying through space. And it's like this cat has gotten so spoiled. Oh, that's all she wants. Just funny. Such a spoiled baby. For being the little cold thing in the shed that almost died. I mean, she's really gotten used to the life of Riley, I'll tell you. Mandy. Yeah, Daphne. The thing is, Daphne made changes to her life early on where she didn't get stuck in like kind of the things that others have. Like for me, financial's always been a problem, and then this big ugly divorce, and I mean, these are things that Daphne hadn't gone through. She retired. She, you know, got built her student loans taken care of if she ever took them out, you know, and she got to do her own thing right away. And she's a bit extreme in her views, so she's gotten attention where others haven't, you know, like her first attention that she gathered was with the flat earth. And so, you know, she's been on all sorts of channels and everything else. And she's gained some notoriety. And honestly, she's kind of playing off that notoriety a bit, and it's done her some good. And I say good on her. And she, you know, she's figured out a niche for herself business wise. She's producing some very good products. She's, you know, she's working more on her business than anything else right now, and it's doing her very well. My business is a little bit harder because I don't do body care. I don't do, you know, products like that. So it's either people want it or they don't. And I'm not Jeffree Star, and I'm not producing makeup lines, and you know, and I didn't have money to begin with to get started on a lot of things. So Daphne started from a good position and got herself into a very good spot. And so now she's making the most of it. And I admire her for that. She's done something that a lot of us others can't do. And I imagine, too, she homesteads. She's got her own farm. I bet you she's got that place pretty well paid off. And if she's off the grid a bit and doing all this stuff, you know, she's got less bills to handle and everything. So, yeah, she's, like I said, I kind of envy her a little bit. I'll honestly say that. Daphne's an interesting person. And she's very smart. And kind of cool. A little odd, but cool. Oh, yeah, yum. Oh, that sounds good though. Oh, yeah. I'd love to see Daphne's homestead. I really would love her to be able to do a video walkthrough, of her place. Yeah, a lot of people are. It's getting to be more and more that YouTube is getting to be where it's not for handling serious topics anymore. They don't want it. And especially now after this fallout that they've had with the channels that have been targeting kids and then messing up the algorithms on YouTube so that they get first dibs on everything and get all the advertisement, and the advertisers didn't know that some of this stuff was really, really bad. The darkest parts of the fetish community have been targeting children. And so that's where this whole mess came from. And so now YouTube is cracking down, but they're cracking down on any serious topics whatsoever. And I don't know really if YouTube is going to handle much more. I'm thinking I might head straight to Twitch because I do the gaming and I do the the art, but at Twitch I can't really discuss super serious topics either. So I'm waiting it out on YouTube to see what happens, but if they get too stinky about things, then I'll probably find another platform, whether it be BitChute or something. But for sure Twitch. I already have a Twitch channel, I just haven't done much with it. I'd love to be able to dual stream on Twitch and YouTube. That would be my ultimate goal. Twitch always has been. It's been gaming centered and or music. There are some face painters that will go and body painters that go on YouTube or on Twitch, I mean. And so, but they had a specific target audience to begin with. And they're actually a better platform for their creators than YouTube is. YouTube is cracking down harder on the creators, where Twitch was saying, hey, was our goal to begin with. YouTube let way too many things slide over the years, and now it's all crashing down on them. And I have a couple videos up on BitChute, but I don't really like the platform itself. As far as the interface is really clunky. It is just super clunky to deal with. And so that's why I don't do a heck of a lot on BitChute. Although YouTube keeps trying to add changes in, and they're like, yeah, these are improvements. And it's like, no, you just made this. I have to go and hit like 6 different buttons to get to one thing that used to take me 1 button to touch before and, get to the part I wanted, just for the creators. It could be a real pain in the butt. And I was on Minds. Minds is really hard to follow, as far as there's no smooth interface there either. And I hate MeWe. Oh my gosh, I hate MeWe. I deleted that off my phone because I had nothing but people trying to Um, it said right on my profile, I am not on this platform for relationships. Do not bother me. And it's still, all it is people trying to hook up. And I do not like it. So that one's gone. And the problem with YouTube is it is a huge platform. No, you can't play copyrighted music on Twitch. Oops, hit the wrong color. If you do, then of course the copyright holder gets the funds off of it, just like on YouTube. Rihanna Ferial took her video down. And she hasn't put up anything since regarding that baby and the starvation diet that she had that baby on. And that's basically what she was doing too, is starving that baby. It was just absolutely disgusting. Not letting that baby have any of the right fats for brain development, no DHEA. And of course, you know, people are saying, oh, this baby is over 8 months old because it's walking. Well, in Minnesota, the guidelines for the schools are that a baby's walking by 8 months. So that doesn't mean anything. If it was 18 months, like somebody said, then that baby was real tiny, which could have been from, you know, malnourishment or whatever going on with the original family. That's possible. But, you know, the woman was lying to the social worker, lying to the pediatrician if she went. I think she went to a naturopath. I don't think she went to a pediatrician. Well, the evidence is down now, so it's a little harder. Other people tried getting in touch with the authorities on that, because she was exploiting that infant for her views on her channel. And so I know several people were trying to get a hold of him. I had no idea where to even begin to try and find out where she lived. So right now it's just I'm just waiting and seeing if she puts anything else up again. In which case, you know, I'll probably come down on her again. I mean, there was so many levels of inappropriate there of what she was doing that it just, I couldn't stand it. I could not stand for it. So it's kind of cool to see, you know, a bunch of people trying to get together and at least point this out, what was going on. Because by no means, I'm not anti-vegan. You know, if people want to do that, they want to do that, that's fine. But I want to see smart parenting. I want to see children be raised the healthiest that they can be and at the best that they can be. And doing a raw fruitarian diet or whatever the heck, you know, like Fit Shorty Eats. Fit Shorty Eats ducks the authorities, so nobody can get a hold of her. Because she just jumps from one jungle to the next. So that baby is starving. You know, and a lot of these people will just duck out of the way. But what I heard is Rihanna is in Virginia. And she already is an RN. I'm more against, like I said, I want to see a kid be able to be raised healthy. I don't think that children under 10 honestly should be vegan. Vegetarian I'm a little more okay with because they're still getting milk, eggs, cheese, that sort of thing. But my issue is a lot of these vegans that have children do not supplement appropriately. So they're like, oh, well, we'll just do B12 and we'll just do this, and that's it. And they forego giving them any sort of formula that has extra stuff in it to help them. There's Pediasure, there's all sorts of things that are not milk-based but have a whole bunch of vitamins, minerals, and the appropriate fats in there. And these people are not even trying those, and that's where I take issue with it. I brought up in my last video, where there's baby cereals out there that have extra vitamins and things like that in there that are oat-based. They're cheap. Why are you just giving them plain oatmeal at home? I mean, yeah, it's cheaper, but it doesn't have all the stuff in it that it should have for a developing brain. And so, you know, that's where I take issue with it. Because, you know, as a nurse, I've encountered halal diets, I've encountered kosher, I've encountered patients that are vegan and stuff. You know, it's just, you know, there's diets that are more cultural based that make me just cringe. But, you know, I just want people to be able to be smart about what they're doing. Smarter, I should say. But that woman exploiting that infant, that was the part that got me the most. Because she's like, well, we don't show her face because of HIPAA. She gave enough information to be able to find out info on that baby in the first place. And so she was still violating the HIPAA Privacy Act just by having that infant on YouTube. And that was the thing that just really set me off. She had no business doing that. And then if the parent still was in legal proceedings on top of it, then she really had no business having that infant on camera and using her for views on her channel. That woman was virtue signaling. Look at, I fostered a baby. I'm vegan. I fostered a baby. I'm so good. You know, that's what she was doing. And that was the biggest insult right there. And then, of course, not giving her the appropriate nutrition. It's very easy to go and contact groups to get breast milk. And if you're going to raise a child as vegan, I think you honestly need to be able to have them continue to get breast milk until they're at least 3 years old. And if you can't breastfeed, or, you know, you're single parent or whatever, then contact one of those groups where you can get the frozen breast milk. Because babies are not vegan. They're not supposed to be vegan. We are an animal, just like anything else. We have a lot of the same biological needs and functions, and, you know, that's cool. Janine's hot. Are you kidding? She's hot. She might be getting too many calories in. I don't know. But that woman's videos, she never shows her face. All you see is like cleavage and stomach and stuff, and it's like, it's just disturbingly hot. Watch somebody passes it on to Janine that I said that. Oh, I'm really liking that. He's coming out really cool. I'm going to finish working this side and then work this way so I don't accidentally stick my hand in paint. Done that. No, I didn't even realize know that Janine had gained any weight. I know why my weight gain has been because I've been just, I guess, overall lazy, you know. I have to calorie restrict and all of that, and I just gotten to the point where I'm super frustrated with it. Oh, dear Lord. I'm getting a mew 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 at the door. And if I bring her in here, I'm not going to get any painting done whatsoever. I didn't even know. I did not know it, but she was really, she said she was severely underweight for a long time. So, you know, maybe she needed to have the weight. Oh, sorry, I was off camera. Oh my goodness, I am getting so meowed, you guys. She's gonna want to stay in here if I let her in here. Oh dear. Poor spoiled kitten. Mommy, why aren't you letting me in? Yep. Yeah, she looked a little bit underweight for a while, but oh my gosh, she's got a figure to... I'm honestly jealous of her figure. Mine'll never be that way again. I mean, I'll get the loose skin thing, and I'm getting older, you know, it's just, when I get the weight off, I'm not gonna look like that at all. I lost that kind of figure about 3 years into college. Maybe 4. I was in one of those households where food was withheld. So once I got into college and could afford my own, I ate whatever I felt like. And I wasn't working with the horses as much anymore because I was in school full-time and working 2 jobs full-time. So all the calories I had been burning previously working on the horse farm all didn't get burned. Nursing clinicals are the worst. Because you ate whatever junk you could get a hold of. I do like that. That looks cool. Oh, I wish Daphne hadn't. Her long hair was so pretty. I loved her long hair. Honestly, she's a bolder soul than I, and I know she wanted that change, but her hair was gorgeous. And she had those beautiful waves and everything, and she shaved it all off. I was watching that, I'm like, oh God, no, don't. But you know, Daphne does what she wants. That's what makes her fun. She does what she wants, but I could never do it. No, never, ever, ever. That's not something I could do to myself. I would be in absolute tears if I tried. All right, let's go over to, oh, I went off camera again. I'm gonna go over to this foot flipper here first. Oh, I'm sure it'll grow back. If she lets it grow back, she might just totally like what she did and leave it, you know. She might decide that that's the look she wants for a while and just keep shaving it. And but it's like, oh man. And Daphne's cute. I mean, she's cute anyway, but I really loved her hair, and there all of a sudden it's gone. I could see me doing the slow motion, no, as she was shaving it. I could see Daphne as like one of those punk rocker chicks with the, you know, singing in the band or something, you know. Not caring what anybody thinks, and that's my view of Daphne. She's a punk rocker chick. Oh, yeah. She is very, very much the rebel. There is no joke about that. Oh, hubby's awake. Kitten did enough meowing at the doors, it probably woke him up. I actually want to get a Tesla. I think the electric cars, that's a technology we really need to be encouraging more use of. Just cleaner all the way around. And, you know, you're not dealing with the fuel efficiency issue. You're not dealing with as much engine breakdown. You're not dealing with cars being wasted as much, you know. I've seen some really amazing Teslas that I'd give my teeth for any of them. Yeah, it's way out of my budget. We had somebody park down the street that had the one with, I can't remember if it was the Model X or what it was, that the doors go up, you know. And I was like, my husband and he was driving, and we stopped, pretty much stopped in the middle of the street to look at this thing. It's like, oh, geez. And it was right on our block, too. Never saw that thing again. I was like, whose car is that? What? I doubt it's something I'm ever going to be able to get, though. Uh-oh, kitten's trying to help Daddy shave. Oh dear. Hard to shave when the cats are jumping on the bathroom counter. Okay. Get some black spots in here, and then I'm going to overlay a little red paint into this, into the spots. Yep, kitten's on the bathroom counter. They're so cute and fluffy. Oh yeah, I hope so. I love Teslas. I like the too that they're getting more and more charging stations, not just for Teslas, but for electric cars in general. And I mean, it used to be, we went away from leaded gasoline and people were having fits about that. And, you know, so people have fits about any change that comes up. And the only thing I don't know, I would love to see them get more efficiency in the shipping industries. Like, especially with semis and stuff like that, there's a lot of fuel that's burned with a lot of the over-the-road trucking and stuff that if they could somehow make a better fuel-efficient vehicle for that would be wonderful. I'm glad they've done it with city buses and stuff. Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, we don't want to hurt the oil business. They help with urban pollution, and you know, that's the big thing. I mean, where I'm at right now, it gets so nasty. It's like, and especially in areas like Beijing and stuff. Hi, Mudbrooker, by the way. You know, where the pollution is so bad, you want to cut down whatever's contributing to it. I mean, the people have to walk around with masks on constantly because they can't breathe because it's so bad. But what gets me is like we have electric rail and stuff here in Minneapolis. And there's so many people that are fighting against getting more rail lines in. And they're used constantly is the thing. And they've even gone as far as saying, well, nobody uses them and stuff like that. And it's like they're full all the time. And I think we need to encourage more mass transit like that. There are some areas that you can't do mass transit. You know, like I can't get a bus line out to my work. Whoops, camera quake. And it just, you know, it would take too long to get to my shift. And then on Fridays and Saturdays, my shifts start at midnight. There's nothing running at that point. You know, it would take me 2 hours to get to work, and bicycling to work isn't going to be acceptable either. And especially now, you know, we're going to be hitting winter here pretty quick. That's just out of the question. So I have to drive. Or hubby drives, and he drives for Lyft, so we ride into work together. And that saves us quite a bit. But I'd love to find a better way to do it. Now, when I used to live close to one of my jobs, I either took the bus to the one hospital for dialysis to work, or I would bicycle to one of the other hospitals that I was within 2 miles of, and some of the other nurses felt bad for me, and it's like, why? You know, I've had a place I could put my bicycle when I came into the hospital. There were places for staff to do that. I would change my clothes. I had a backpack with and everything. It wasn't a big deal. You know, the only big deal is I wasn't able to go from one hospital to the next. If they needed me at another hospital, I really couldn't do it. But a lot of times the other nurses would just take me if that were the case. Until I got a replacement car. But still, even if I lived close to home and I knew, or if I worked close to home and I knew I wasn't going to be going to another hospital that day, I would just bicycle to work. And I was just fine. And that's when I harassed an entire gaggle of geese. And the HAES movement, I don't know what that is. Oh, health at every size? No. I mean, yeah, we shouldn't be picking on people over their weight. And body positivity was supposed to be about things that people can't help. And there are times that once a person gets to a certain weight, they can't. It's harder for them to recover themselves. They have to take very drastic measures to do it. But you can't look at an anorexic and say they're healthy and then turn around and look at somebody who's 500-600 pounds and say they're healthy when they can barely walk. They're not. And it's just a denial of reality and a denial of biology at that point. I mean, I'm at almost 220 right now, and I'm not healthy. I can't imagine if I were 400 pounds. That's not healthy. And so they're trying to, in some ways I feel like they're trying to make excuses just to do what they want. And it's not the case. I mean, these people that are promoting the movement have even gone to say that doctors are bullying and stupid and everything else, and it's like, no, what you're doing is not healthy. Yeah, that's exactly it. I agree with the movement at some point that a person has to be able to love themselves, but if they have the goal of wanting to love themselves enough to get better, then trying to turn around and saying they're fat phobic because they're trying to get better and all of this stuff, I mean, the toxicity in the movement is just terrible. Because they will go after anyone who's trying to better their own body. And it's like, okay, they love themselves enough to try to better their own body and to get their health back. Why is that wrong? And that's what I don't like about the movement. Right there. Is because they use it, they complain about fat shaming and all of this, but then they turn around and use it as a means to shame other people. And it's like, just everybody grow up, stop making excuses. If you want to live that way, that, you know, then live that way, but don't sit there and attack other people for it. And don't think that people trying to point out that you're going to be diabetic or you're not going to be able to walk, you know, that are giving you medical information, that are giving you good information, don't think that they're attacking you either. Criticism is not attacking. But just straight out shaming people because, oh, this person was never part of the fat acceptance movement because they lost 50 pounds or whatever. That's just crap. Utter crap. that dries a little better. I got him a little too red right there. Don't like that. I'm going to take some of this out. There we go. That's better. I didn't want it so stark. There. Much better. Well, what do you have when you take Iron Man out of his armor? You have somebody who's stark naked. Oh yeah, there's been some really, really sad stories on my 600-pound life. Hi, Lee Davis. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, some of the people on my 600-pound life, it was just so hard to watch. And some really, really nice people died, and it's just really hard. And the thing that was, I think, has been the roughest about it is some of these people didn't, I don't think they even had a choice. It was like, learned the wrong things about food early on, or food became their only comfort, their only friend. They'd go through just hideous abuse. They'd go through food being withheld, all sorts of different issues, abusive relationships, just all sorts of things. And I think a lot of them couldn't help the situation they got in the first place. And those were the stories that were hard to watch. I gotta blend this in. This is driving me nuts. I mean, I don't have healthy issues with food. I can't imagine. Like, there was one lady that she kind of got where Amber Lynn has, where she found out she could make a whole bunch of money on YouTube and on these feeder porn sites and stuff. And they wanted her to a point, and once she hit 700 pounds, it was over. And there she is, having somebody else care for her. She can't roll over. She has to have someone else come in and wash her and do all of this stuff. She's in pain constantly. I was like, wow. And one I think eventually is going to head there is Hungry Fat Chick on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember that. And I think when you have somebody like Hungry Fat Chick that they said that, I think it was Irate Alex did a documentary on her, and a really kind, thoughtful talk about how she got to where she is. And I don't think for her there ever was any other option in her life, honestly. Between the mental health issues she has going on and stuff, there just wasn't anything else. And you get ones like that, yeah, the fat acceptance movement is right for them at that point. They need to be there, but that still doesn't mean she's healthy. The human body can only take so much, and then it gives out, and that's the end, you know? When does it become slow suicide? I'm gonna get demonetized. Here it goes. Sorry, YouTube gods. Serious discussion. Yeah, she did. And the sad thing is, she's a very likable person. She's such a likable woman. But it's watching her just do her own life in, you know. And part of the problem is YouTube has not cracked down on the mukbangs and all of that stuff. These people are making mega bucks doing this. And it's become a really, really poisonous environment. And so there's more and more of them. And I don't know, it's just, it's bad. It's really bad. I did, with my pickling the asparagus video, I did a mukbang with a single piece of asparagus. Yeah, that's the thing, is it's the feeders are, you know, that's, they're getting their stuff out of it. The person doing the eating is thinking they're getting something out of it, but the feeder doesn't care about the person they're watching on camera. All they're doing is just getting their kink on. Yeah, that's exactly it. You know, the people want to see people gorge themselves. It's like even Nick Achaidh. I never knew the guy was a fantastic violin player. That doesn't get talked about. Oh yeah. For sure, Sadie. Yeah, Nick Achaidh plays a beautiful violin. And what is he mostly known for? His eating and crying on camera. Oh, yeah. You know, the one that I'm really glad went and finally got help because she was so bad was Eugenia Cooney. And YouTube didn't do anything with her and her monetization either. She was making a killing off of modeling fashion and stuff when she couldn't even, well, I can't do it on camera, but she'd like have her hands always bent downward and moving her hair and stuff. She couldn't straighten her hands out. She was so weak. Oh, Mandy, just wait till the nightmare that is mukbang ASMR. I can't imagine people enjoying listening to close-up slurping sounds and all of this. It's like, I can't stand it when people stand behind me and eat, you know, chewing with their mouth open. It's like, God, stop. Yeah, she didn't go of her free will, but she really, really had to. That girl was dying. She was. And I hope she continues to get better. Because she seems like such a nice girl. And if, you know, was like, just wanted to wrap her up and take her home, you know. I'd be her mom. Oh yeah. Well, Celeste, you're in a different position there with that. That's that anorexia you're going through is medically induced. Um it's not something that you've wanted to put yourself in, or that's something that can't be helped. I mean, my husband has to force himself to eat because MS causes anorexia in a lot of patients. Yeah, I can be anybody's mom. Oh, that's just wrong. But her family is making a lot of money off of her. Like, what was that girl, Venus Angelic, that she had to pretty much run away to get away from her mom when she was like 18 or 19. And her mom took over the YouTube channel, took over everything. And it was just an awful lot of mistreatment going on there too. But mom was making a lot of money off of her daughter being a living doll. So there it is in another form. And I often wondered with Venus if there wasn't some calorie restriction going on there too, just to keep her doll figure. It should be very common. I should look up on her. Yeah, exactly. Well, I can't remember who it was that did the post-hospital interview with Eugenia. Was that Shane Dawson, I think? And here he's been through eating disorder stuff himself. And it was just a really nice. Yeah, Shane. Oh, Venus got illegal surgery. Oh, jeez. Oh my God. She got illegal surgery so her stomach would be smaller and she almost died. That's horrible. That is absolutely hideous. And she's never been fat to begin with or anything. All right, Sadie, have a good night, and thank you for popping in. All right, night, Sadie. Yeah, I didn't know that about Venus. Wow. I haven't watched her stuff in a really long time. I should go looking at it again. Something lighthearted. If there is lighthearted with her, the stuff that used to be lighthearted with her really was, I think, in disguise too. It wasn't real. Who knows how much of it her mother was behind. There we go. Oh, geez. Oh, you're kidding. She didn't even tell her husband? Growing up the way she did, though, there's no way that she had a normal view on food or anything else. There's just no way. Be careful not to do too much right there. There we go. I wanted that way. Yeah, but there's no way she has a healthy view of anything. That poor girl, that's like any Hollywood kid being on camera their whole lives. How many of them have died of drug overdoses and everything else? I mean, yikes. And like Amanda knows, I grew up in the public eye. I've got some serious issues, you know. I can't say I'm right in the head. But, you know, I think YouTube has created a lot more, not as much YouTube as social media in general has created a lot more issues for a lot of these girls. Because it's too easy to get money. And so they get raised in an unhealthy environment emotionally. Yeah. Well, anybody who says they're normal is lying anyway. They say they're normal and everybody else is messed up, then they're Von Heltoning. And my husband said that that is an actual verb. Von Helton is a verb. That's why I'm saying that. We got to bring that out, awareness of that new verb out there. It also could mean that you're completely lazy and, you know, that sort of thing. Or if you're having a bad day and just don't want to do anything, like me yesterday, I was Von Heltoning. Although it wasn't so much lazy as I just couldn't life, couldn't adult. Yeah. Let's see what I want to do there. More white. Get some progress on this turtle. Yay. And then I just screwed up the swirls, not squirrels, swirls that I just had. We call Chell and Balam the squirrels because they're so soft. Their tails are so fluffy. Those are the squirrels. So I'm so used to saying squirrels that I get my English mixed up. Not the most realistic turtle, but he's coming out pretty cool. I like it. I do be liking it. Oops. A little bit more white. Then I'm going to have another fin over here, and then we'll be done with the turtle for the night. So I'll have to let that dry completely. But I have a ceramic Santa we're probably going to get started on next. Well, not ceramic, he's plaster. And I want to get him done for my in-laws for Christmas. If I can paint on him fast enough. Maybe, maybe not. I have a towel in my hand, so I'm wiping off the paint off the brush in between here. So I have a little more control. My brown is starting to dry out, so I might have to get some more on here. I want it pretty liquid. There we go. Ah, cool. All right. Hi, Rachel. Thank you. He's an upside down turtle right now, but I'm having fun with this one. He's coming out really nice. I don't know what it is about sea turtles, but I've really gotten to where I enjoy painting them. Oops. Oh well, just back blend some more paint in there and that'll fix. All right, a little bit more orange in here. And then I'm going to lighten this up right here too. A little too dark. Especially since I didn't quite know where I was going at the very beginning of this. Oh, you do? You get one of your mom's cats, or? Gotta darken that up some more. That didn't quite come out. Just a drop of brown, come on. One drop, one drop. Oh. Oh, okay. How is the new house coming along? Here we go. I might have to do another layer over top once I get the resin in, pop this out a little bit more. Looks like there's some restaurant owner that is living on the top of his restaurant now until I can't remember if it was the Steelers or who it was, until they win. And I'm sitting there and it's like, okay, just because they've announced that they're not going to win, he's going to be on his roof all winter. Oh dear. Oh dear. So Princess is a spoiled cat. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't have that here. I do some stuff on this house, but not a lot because it's not my house. I'm renting it. And with the way hubby and I are physically having to take care of an actual house on our own would be really, really rough. Getting hard enough just to shovel now. When the snow hits. I think get some more black in there in the background. get that fin to really stand out. A little hard blending on top of the resin. Just doing the wood works a little bit better, but right on top of the resin, the paint likes to stay wet and slide around a lot more. Oh, yeah. Her and Ruby eventually will, though. They'll get along. Ruby is a bundle of energy dog, though. She's such a cutie. Oh, it's finances, Mandy. I have the Minnesota IRS has been garnishing out of my bank account, and I've been sending them money extra what I can. I'm behind on my student loans. I owe a bunch to the IRS, and I owe a bunch in medical bills, so the likelihood it's going to happen. Oh, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll work just fine. I was a little afraid to do that in case I missed with the sandpaper. And I like the liquid feel that I'm getting from it. It's working like wet on wet oils. I mean, it's working nice. It's like when I was painting on windows, actually, when I was doing storefront windows. But it does like to slide around a lot. It takes a bit longer to dry. Yeah. It's already going to be a long winter. Ugh. We're just going to have to dig out the electric shovel a lot earlier. There we go. Oh, I wouldn't know. Yeah, you'd have to have something coming through the top of the bookmark or something that you could add the oil into. I just got some more resin molds. My thing is, one of my next big projects, I'm going to try to do is to make my own resin dice, gaming dice. To just buy a set of molds on eBay, boy, people are really kind of just scamming the system there, because for a complete set of just silicone molds, they're charging $110 for a 4, a single 6, a single 20, a single 12. And I think the other one was an 8 that's in it. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. And silicone molds eventually do wear out, especially with resin work. So that just, I'm like, you know, I'm going to attempt to make my own molds. And I found one guy that does them, and he does dice of all sorts. And he goes and he glues the 6 together with the other type of die that he's trying to cast. And so the 6 ends up being the sprue for pouring the resin in. And of course he has to, you know, put the stuff in there, and he has to make sure that he goes down into the mold with a stick to make sure he gets all the air bubbles out of it and stuff. And I want to try playing around with that. That's possible. Yeah, I have some silicone mold putty, but I think that's going to be for different applications versus actually doing a mold I can pour for the dice. And there's another channel I'm going to look at. He's talking about duplicating molds in different sizes to take your project and do it like shrinking down a figure, have multiple molds where they're shrunk, you know, once, I'm trying to find the English, where you have like a large size of the figure, then you got a medium, and then you got a small. And I have to take a look at his video yet. The guy's channel is Craftsman Steady Crafting, and he's like the Bob Ross of doing workshop stuff. He's so quiet and so pleasant. I just love him. Let's see if I can load him up really quick. I'll just do a quick clip of his video. He's just the best. I can't show it, but you can at least hear how quiet this guy is. I'm gonna have to turn him up. Okay, it's The Craftsman Steady Craftin', and I will show one of his video, or get his channel up, and I'll put it in the live chat. He's fantastic. I love this guy, and he will respond to you. He's not a YouTuber that's got a channel so huge, or he's so big for his britches that he doesn't take time for his peoples, but just fantastic. Oh yeah, 2-part epoxy putty. Yeah, I gathered what you meant there. But let's see. Okay, yeah, Disney Channel, we get it, we get it.
Hello and welcome to the Craftsman Show. My name is your host, the Craftsman. In today's video, we about to talk about resin casting. How that you can make your own action figure from a resin that's durable, has ball joints, can be played with, have an accessory. Anything that you can imagine that you can do, you can do it.
He's Bob Ross.
This is what
want to get, I would have to ask, ask him if I can show more of his stuff, but he's Bob Ross. And I've told him that before too, and he thought that was great. But his figure on the screen, he's always talking through a sock puppet, and he's just so quiet and so adorable. It's like, oh my gosh, and he has the coolest things that he makes. Best channel. He is definitely somebody to watch. All right, this turtle needs a belly. But Craftsman, he sculpts all these adorable figures, and then he casts them all and everything, and it's just, oh, he is just so inspiring, and he's so good at what he does. That's the best part. But if there is somebody's the modern day Bob Ross, that guy is it. And that was wrinkles right there too. I want to get those in. Yeah, I can't wait to do some more resin stuff, and I kind of have to, because I want to get these resin dice done for our friends that they come over and they do a lot of gaming and stuff, and I want to make them some dice for Christmas. If I can do it. But I think the best way to do it is to make my own molds, though. Because my gosh, people charge for those stupid molds. There's other channels that go into making their own molds out of, like, I think the one gal said the silicone stuff you use for the caulking, and I forgot what else she put in there. I think it was like a mixture with Elmer's glue or something, and she's making her molds with that. Okay. I think that one would be fun. I have a bunch of silicone for making molds right now, so that's what I'm going to work with. And see where I get from there. But I bought a lot of molds too, and I've had people buy molds for me for my birthday, and my in-laws did and stuff. Try any silicone molds for, you know, like candy making and stuff like that should be able to work, where I can pop the stuff back out. And so it's like I got little bats and ghosts and dogs and all sorts of fun stuff I can't wait to play with. All right, let's zoom this camera back out. And I think I'm going to put a couple of little white dots just to look like little bigger bubbles on the same layer as him. And then we're going to set him aside to dry. I'm not going to sign. I'll be signing probably along here at the bottom on the top layer before I put the final layer of resin in. Or I might sign right in the frame and, you know, do the sand around it or something. I don't know yet, but little ways to go yet. But he came out really cute. I just love it. Sea turtles are so fun to paint. So if I just do things that kind of add depth to the layers. I want these to come out a little bit more random. I don't want it to do the anime type bubble thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, the Wish ones are really expensive, though. I mean, those end up adding up, too. And I definitely do want to do an exchange. I got to make you something cool. I know I do. Especially for the camera. Now, I was wondering, I tried to friend you on Skype, Celeste. Did I get the wrong one because there was 2 accounts for Celeste Kitty? One didn't have a image on the account. The one I tried to friend was the one that looked like it was a more complete account that had an avatar image and stuff on it. I don't want to do too much of this, because the next layer is going to have a little bit more and some of it right over top of him too. I don't want to do too much, and I want these to be real tiny. Notice I start talking quieter when they get really, really tiny. Oh, yeah. I think we're going to call that layer. I think we're going to call that one. That looks really decent. Let's see, 8 o'clock. About an hour and some to paint yet. Santa, I'm going to have to move the camera up. But yeah, there he is. I'm really, really liking that. That's so cool. I'm going to have to grab a photo for Instagram for a work in progress. All right. Where can I move him? And get some of the Christmas gifts out of the way. There. I don't have cats in here, so I can set that on top of my tower. All right. Let's get some light on Santa. I haven't painted one of these in forever. Oh my gosh. And he's big. It's a nice sculpt. I forgot where I found him. Oh, yeah. Unique thrift store. Oh, look at that. He comes with a free peanut. You guys, Santa's giving gifts. I've actually had him for a few years and I never got around to painting him. And the thing is it kind of stresses me out a little bit because, all right, you have a good night, Mandy. Anyway, I don't know why this stresses me out like this, because I'm not used to painting these kind of figures. And I mean, I sculpt and everything, but it's just like, what do I do? Where do I begin? It's been an awful lot of years. Might make it a little easier on myself and start with the red parts first. Yeah, he's a very nice sculpt. I just don't know. Yeah, matching the skin, I'm going to have to do all the skin on one session. So matching the skin, probably trying to do it tonight's not going to work out so good. With the, oh, oh, Mudbrucker. Yeah, he would stare accusingly at me too. Why are you not doing more? Okay, pants are red too. All right. Yeah, my father-in-law does Santa a lot, so this is going to be for him. Oh my gosh. Celeste, that is epic. Oh my God, I love it. That is too funny. Yeah, I think we're going to start with the coat first. So I want all the skin tone to be able to match. And that's going to take an entire painting session on its own. So I'm going to go with some red. Of course, there has to be red, right? And we're going to go with a little bit of spiced berry. Woohoo, spiced berry. And a little bit of the black. Okay. Thinking. I can't wait to see the gnome, Celeste. I love that idea. That is funny. I cannot wait. I'm going to go to a little bigger brush. I'm going to start with his butt first. Santa butt, Santa butt. Whoops. Sorry, camera quake, guys. Yeah, this is gonna, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that I'm gonna have to paint over to smooth this out. Hopefully I didn't kill Santa. This is where I'm gonna have to work in layers. I don't want it to look like, you know, the cheap paintings, that painted ones that you find at Dollar Tree and stuff. Yes, I'm slamming Dollar Tree. Let's get the base down and then I can go from there. Boy, he's heavier than I remembered. I finished doing printed cross stitch on a vintage 70s apron kit, Christmas apron kit. I had found at the one thrift store. It was unopened, so I used the original thread with it. And I hate the pre-printed kits because they never get the printing on there very nicely. So if you're trying to follow the printing, your stitches are never coming out straight. And then, of course, they always do these big cross stitches too, and I just don't like the big ones. I'm used to working on 24 count Achaidh, and but the project came out really cute, but for now it's just put away until I can get the fusible webbing for the back of it to hold the stitches down. And then we'll have it out on display. As we collect, in part of our antique stuff, we have some old aprons from, we're questioning if we actually have one from the Biltmore. Each estate and stuff with the white embroidered aprons, they'd have a different pattern. And so we have a couple of antique aprons that are, there were no actual samples of them before, so we have a couple of the only examples of them. And of course I've got some, weird fabrics from India and stuff like that, so we have some weird things that we collect, but oh my gosh, doing that cross stitch though, I so hate printed cross stitch. It just kill me. But I got it done. I'm happy. Now, this is gonna look pretty stupid for a while until I get the layers of color on. I actually should leave that and do down here first. Get all of this blended in, but his butt and stuff I might have to do separate because he's really heavy. I'm having trouble holding him. So let's work in the folds. So once I get some of the base and some of the folds done and stuff, then I'll be able to go back over top with a lighter color wash when it's dry, when this layer's dry, and do the dry brushing. But I still want to get some blending in the other areas. I said it's been a lot of years since I've done one of these. Ah, stop shaking the camera. Trying to peer through and around my phone at the same time. And my plan next year, well, once I can get some room in my garage to be able to do my wood carving or get the basement set up so I can at least use the Dremel down there. Then I have the perfect walking staff for my father-in-law, because he plays Santa at various places, including hospitals and stuff, and he does a Victorian Santa. And I want to carve a really, really nice walking stick. And I've got a really nice beach one that my mother-in-law found. And she wanted me to just have it for me, and it's my birthday present, but it's like it'd be so perfect to carve the ivy and the holly leaves on and stuff. It's got gorgeous twists in it, and it's like I can't wait to get to work on it, but I need the space to work on it. At least in the basement, it's concrete floor. I can just sweep it and nobody cares. Okay, that's working. Take care of the hangman's noose in Santa's hands there. I didn't say that. I was wrong. Does kind of look like it, though. I know what they were going for, but I wonder if they really thought. So I'm just going with a black over top right now to get the creases in there. Whoops. Oh. Or fire sharp pointy things. I want to. The problem is with the Dremel, it's going to be really noisy. Not so much if I do a wood burning stream. And I don't just carve, I do wood burning on the same pieces as well. But the Dremel is going to be really noisy. It's going to be sounding like a dentist drill throughout the whole thing, and I'm sure that would bring up a lot of cringe. So what I probably would do is just do filming of the actual carving and then take out the sound like I did with the painting of the sea turtle. Because I was listening to Red's Rhetoric having a debate with somebody about flat earth again. Or about the ISS, actually, whether the ISS was real. So I took all that sound out. And yeah, that'll work. That'll work just fine. Took the sound out of there and just, put music in over top. And then I found out, too, that with the iPhone, the music I had downloaded for live streams and stuff from YouTube, I'm clearing out my iPhone because, well, there, Santa's got some red, to do my video editing. And so I can actually, bump the music up onto the cloud that I've downloaded from YouTube, the copyright-free stuff, and then just put it in my videos. Because right now, the iMovie Maker only has 7 pieces of music you can use. Yeah, and then do the voiceover talking about my process and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. Now that I'm learning more about video editing, I'm wanting to do more stuff like that. And yes, grow my channel, This I have to push the paint in a bit. It's a pretty porous surface. Different than painting on the resin. Found out your MIL? Oh, oh, you're kidding. Oh my. Well, Monty is a turd and 3/4. I guess he went to court and was trying to do the lull suit type thing. And it turned out that the guy he took to court was somebody who didn't even have internet, let alone have a YouTube account. Because the house that one of the guys he was going after, this guy was living in, the other guy had moved years before, and Agent 19 got the wrong information. And so Monty lost in court for one and looked like an utter idiot. So, yeah, and then of course, you know, Helton's saying Monograph is Illuminati and all of this. It's like, oh, those conspiracy nutters can have each other, you know? It just makes you go, oh my goodness. Either somebody is really drunk or... It's just funny. They are such, all of them are such a disaster with each other. And then they label the rest of us crazy for sitting there laughing and pointing at them. You know? And of course, I thought Monty also was a sovereign citizen. And it's like, if you're a sovereign citizen, what are you doing going and suing people in court? I thought you didn't think that, you know, the courts were valid or some such crap. What are you doing trying to sue people? Because you got your fifis heard on YouTube. And if they want to try to lull suit me, they can go right ahead. My real name's out there. Anybody can find it. Just go to Etsy. Go to my Facebook. Go to my Instagram. You instantly find my name. I'm an artist. I'm out there, so yeah, go ahead, guys. Have fun with that. I kind of sometimes feel bad for Helton because he doesn't realize that they were using him for the laughs. You know, he thought that they were his friends, and they were clearly using him just to use him. And he's alienated himself so bad that he just doesn't have anybody left. And it's like, man. And then, so he put all his trust in Monograph, and Monograph is a tool. This is going to be getting another layer of paint later anyway. I'm just doing the base layer right now. Well, it's already starting to look pretty decent. I did too. And of course, I was one of his friends. And like with Shani too, I mean, I tried, but there is a limit. And with that much abject hatred and everything else, I couldn't do it anymore. I really couldn't. And it was not an easy decision. And then, you know, his whole thing that he wanted me to not talk to Grampy, who's a friend of mine. He didn't want me to, you know, he was trying to control who I was talking to and all of this. And it's like, no. I'm not your wife. You know, I can have friends in different circles. That's life, you know. And that was the main thing that I said enough is enough. I've had it. And I tried to, you know, talk to him several times about, you know, the parenting stuff, you know, do what the county wants you to do. If you're actually part of the tribe, these are the resources you can contact to get more help for Jerry, stuff like that. I mean, I did try, but he's off on his own planet. Hold it, there we go. Oh yeah, me too. King, if a sovereign citizen is a king in his own right, and I kick the crap out of him, does that mean having vanquished him in battle, I can take him and all his stuff as my chattels? I think so. I don't see why not. I think that is just perfect. You should be able to. That's your right. I keep banging this holder here. That's the only drawback to how I have this set up. I'm just doing the, it dried enough that I could dry brush over it. There we go. Yeah, so that actually turned out pretty good. I like that. Oh, wow. When his kids are at school, he's got plenty of time to do stuff. Or do all his online stuff while the kids are gone. And then when they get home, you know, have them help out with meal prep. Have them help, you know, and they do things as a family activity. And, you know, the kids would enjoy that. I mean, he's just letting them run rampant when he's home. Or they're at his mother's and she's far too old to be taking care of them. You know? But he's had so many opportunities there, and I've tried to do the same thing. It's like, come on, Vaughn. Just, you know, you got to kind of knuckle over. I even did a few tarot readings for him that were quite interesting. It's like, you know, you're going to run into this problem because of you're coming out across too arrogant. And even the cards had pointed out he was coming across too arrogant. And then I said, you're going to have something really rough happen very soon, and you kind of need to take care of it now before it happens. And then all of a sudden he had lost his kids for the 6th time. It was like in a week and a half. And I'm like, oh my word. And I don't have any ill will towards him. I wish he would stop with the hate stuff that he does. You know, it's just sad. It's watching him fall apart. You're just watching this man just mess up his life, and sometimes it's all you can do is just watch him do it. You have to step back and go, well, this is out of my hands. Can't save the world. This is going to look messy for a while. I'm going to do the white layers well after all this other stuff is dried. Need more shadowing under the bag too. A little more there too. No, I think that's going to be too much. I'm just going to paint the whole thing. Because the sleeves and trim are already textured, and I'd have to carve it down to do that and not have it really look puffy and weird. And so, I mean, the detail's already there, so I'm just going to paint it. All right. Yeah, and I'll get some more layers of just red over top of it. What time is it? I actually think I'm going to probably try to get some food. Steam is running out again. Yeah, this is going to look really messy for a while. Whoops, stop bumping the camera. There. Boy, this is just a weird spot to work. Working on him, I'm going to have to change things up. I did this one time to a plaster praying Mother Mary, and I turned her into a zombie. So she had like blood dripping down and stuff. My daughter still has her. Zombie Mary. That was just wrong of me. I was in a mood. My daughter kept Zombie Mary. Oh, stop bumping things. I really apologize for that, guys. If you're watching, I'm not trying to make anybody queasy. Yeah, I figured this year I'm going to get some more projects finished. And then just keep in between the craft sales and everything, you know, just work on things that need finishing. So do I. I have lots of cross stitches I need to finish. I don't even know where I put them. That has me a little irritated because I've got some real gorgeous wizards and stuff. There's a frame with a wizard on it and an entire kit and stuff somewhere, and I don't know where it is. And I really want to work on it. All right. I think I am going to call it. I'm starting to... I need to get more of the caffeine in me and make sure I get some food together in my stomach. So, there is going to be our screeny. Well, maybe not, but that's where we got today with Mr. Turtle. But yeah, I'm starting to get some dizzy spells, so probably time for me to eat. All right, you guys, well, thank you for popping in. And I'm going to try to do another stream either tomorrow or Saturday, depending on how much sleep I get tomorrow and what else we're doing. So, night, y'all. Have a great night. Blessed be everyone, and thank you for stopping in.